Hey everyone, Gill Gross here post-match. Daniil Medvedev versus Frances Tiafoe, Indian Wells 2023 semifinal. If you're not here for spoilers, click off the video in 3, 2, 1. Daniil Medvedev extends his win streak to 19, adds another big hardcourt final to his vast collection by beating Tiafoe in straight sets, 7-5, 7-6. Now, despite the scoreline, I thought Medvedev was actually the far better player up until a set and 5-4. Then things got really crazy. And you might say, Gil, how was he the far better player if it was so close on the scoreboard? Well, look, Medvedev was holding easily every time. You know, his serve was not under pressure. There was one tight service game by Tiafoe, which was at 2-3, where Foe was threatening the break of serve. And that was it. One break point, that was it. And there were just so many easy holds. Foe was having to work really hard to hold. He did a good job saving some break points. He did a good job coming through tight service games. But overall, you could look at the total points for the match, which let's see what it ended at. Total points ends up being 84-66 for Medvedev. 84-66. That's the kind of number. It could be a blowout. That's not a 7-5, 7-6 kind of number. It just goes to show you that Tiafoe was winning a lot of close games. Medvedev was winning a lot of blowout games. Anyway, I want to kind of split my analysis up. Pre-5-4 in the second, when Medvedev served for the match, versus post-5-4 in the second, because it's two separate matches, in my opinion. The match completely changed once Medvedev served for the match. But before then, I thought there was a lot of checkmates from Daniil. Supremely high level. Really an A-plus performance from Medvedev that was just presenting huge issues for Tiafoe, who came into the match 0-4 lifetime against Medvedev. The only thing that was working for Frances, I'll say this right now, was the serve and volley. It's the only thing that was working. But you can't really win a match just because your serve and volley is effective, because you can't serve and volley on return games. Not sure if you knew that. You can't. And it's very hard to serve and volley on your second serve unless you're hitting it like Maxime Cressy, which is like, 110 miles per hour. Tiafoe was actually hitting very soft and slow second serves for the most part, and didn't start serve and volleying behind his second serve until the end of the second set. So serve and volley was working, and it was keeping Frances in the match. I thought that Tiafoe was doing a lot of good things behind his first serve, with some first ball drop shots, some first ball approach shots, really coming to net a lot and finding some good offensive patterns. But he couldn't win on return at all. And the reason is Medvedev was dominating from the baseline. Medvedev was dominating from the baseline because he was the far better player backhand to backhand. And it felt like that was the pattern that they were just playing over and over again. And it was such a mismatch. Look, first of all, Medvedev wanted the backhand to backhand rally. There's no doubt about it. He was going cross court on the vast majority of his backhands. Tiafoe was too, though, and that was not smart. Frances really should have been taking more down the line. But what ended up happening was, first of all, Tiafoe cannot hurt Medvedev in the backhand to backhand exchange. He does not generate enough pace or racket head acceleration on his backhand to hurt Medvedev, especially considering the conditions, especially considering Medvedev's speed. So Daniil is safe. When Daniil hits a backhand cross court, Frances will not hurt him unless maybe he steps in, takes it really early, and hits an approach shot, which, again, he wasn't really doing until the end of the second set. Now, Medvedev can't hurt Tiafoe either. But guess what? Daniil doesn't need to hurt anybody. We know he's the more consistent player. We know he has the better rally tolerance. And plain and simple, when they're in that backhand to backhand exchange, Tiafoe was always first to miss. And I think there are a couple things at play. First of all, the way Medvedev produces his cross-court backhand, sometimes with less pace, and usually it stays a little bit lower. Very uncomfortable for Tiafoe's backhand, which is very good at absorbing pace. He wants the pace. He likes the pace. And he wants the ball to be high so he has a better trajectory on his flat backhand. So Medvedev, the way he hits that cross-court backhand, produces more unforced errors off of Tiafoe's backhand. The second thing is simple. Medvedev's backhand is more consistent than Tiafoe's backhand. Like, regardless of the head-to-head, that's just how it is. Both of them hit super flat backhands. Tiafoe, not a lot of net clearance, and he was finding the net a ton. Lots of backhands in the net. Medvedev, also not a lot of net clearance. Somehow, never hits the net. Just doesn't really happen. That's the magic of Daniil. So that's why I thought that Medvedev was so much better from the baseline. I will also say that Tiafoe's return strategy was very ineffective, certainly allowing Medvedev to dominate in some ways. Tiafoe assuming an aggressive return position close up on the baseline. And that was allowing Medvedev to be very successful off of his +1 ball because Frances was not hitting good enough offensive returns, and he was vulnerable in his court position because he was so close to the baseline. He couldn't defend Medvedev's +1 ball, so Daniil was hitting a lot of wide serves, attacking into the open court or behind Frances with brilliant depth that was bothering Tiafoe because he was so far up on the baseline. Davidovich-Fokina did the same thing, standing up on the baseline off of the second serve return and trying to rush Medvedev. What did I say, in the last one? You can't rush Medvedev. And it just wasn't working until Tiafoe started really teeing up the backhand return on the ad side. And that is where Medvedev's intelligence really was on full display in the second set when Tiafoe finally figured it out. So Medvedev, what he was doing, he was hitting second serves wide on both sides. I think because Tiafoe was just not recovering well out of it. And again, Medvedev was getting a good look at the +1 ball. Wide on both sides. On the deuce side, it kept working. On the ad side, it stopped working at, let me get the game for you exactly. It stopped working at 3-2. No, 2-3. Yeah. Wait, no. 3-2. Medvedev was serving up a break at 3-2. All right. And Tiafoe, who was getting backhand returns over and over again on the second serve, finally started to really crush some, connect, and hit perfect, overwhelmingly good second serve backhand returns. And Medvedev was going there every single time for the whole match. And then on break point, he went to the forehand, and Tiafoe wasn't expecting it, and he missed. He missed it on his only, at that point, his only break point, right into the hip on the forehand, and Tiafoe was waiting for the backhand and was like, Medvedev hit the changeup. He hit the changeup. So smart. And this is how, Daniil is incredible at feeling the tactics of a match. He's just unbelievable at it. I thought that was going to be it. I thought that was the one moment Medvedev problem solved, boom, saved the break point, and he was going to cruise to victory. He had a match point at 3-5 with Tiafoe serving. In fact, he had multiple. He had 2. No, he had 3. And Tiafoe saved them well. Here's where the match changed. Medvedev comes to the line to serve for it at 5-4, and you could tell something was wrong right away. First ball drop shot. First ball drop shot. That's not the patient Medvedev we know. And it did not work. It was a... no, it did work, actually. Tiafoe hit the... he had the backhand, but he sliced it just wide. Then first ball, backhand down. It might have been like the fourth ball of the rally, actually, or the sixth ball. But Medvedev hit a backhand down the line, unforced error on the backhand. Ooh, that doesn't happen. You're just going down the line that quickly. Weird. He missed it just wide. He wasn't under any pressure. So suddenly, first ball drop shot, backhand down the line, and now Medvedev's going Mach speed. There's no time between the points. He's just getting the line over and over and over again. He's clearly rushing. And then at Medvedev misses an easy backhand volley off of a quick approach shot. Again, you saw a lot of anxiousness from Medvedev to try to be offensive when he hits a backhand approach cross court. And then he has kind of a medium volley, but Medvedev's volleys were awful in this match. It was the worst part of his tennis. And he put it in the net. Then on break point, Tiafoe moved back, so he adjusted the second serve return position that was so ineffective all match long. He finally moved back and stopped trying to rush Medvedev. Medvedev served and volleyed and hit a double fault, which was really, really bizarre. I mean, why are you serving volleying when your volleys have been horrendous? But he double faulted, so it didn't matter anyway. Okay, he then breaks at love. So he bounces back, breaks at love, serves for the match again, and then goes up 40 love. And then he serves and volleys. Why? He doesn't close the net, hits an awkward backhand volley from no man's land, and then runs back to the baseline. And Tiafoe hits an easy, I guess, a passing shot, or maybe not, because Medvedev ran back to the baseline. It's like, can we close this out here, or what are we doing getting crazy? Didn't happen. Tiafoe actually did play some really good points from there, saved 3 more match points. So I think the number is 7, maybe 6 match points Tiafoe saved heading into the tiebreak. And then Daniil's safety blanket. I've talked about this before. It's the serve. And man, his serve was spectacular in the tiebreak. Daniil's was 5 free points off of Medvedev's serve in the second set tiebreak. Medvedev also hit a spectacular return winner off of a serve and volley. He only hit 2 winners off of serve and volley all match. And this was one of them where, he anticipated the wide serve. He really sold out on it. He knew it was coming, and he connected on a forehand down the line return winner. And then the other, so that's 6 points. The 7th point was a poor error from Frances Tiafoe on a backhand slice down the line. But really, it was the fact that Tiafoe was not making returns of serves, or if you flip it to the other side, Medvedev was hitting so many great unreturnable serves. That was really the difference in this second set tiebreak. Look, I can't believe that Medvedev got so edgy on an 18-match win streak. Can't believe it. I'm just surprised by it. But I think it was a match where he was actually holding so easily all match long that it got him kind of psyched out in that 5-4 game. That's my only theory. Other than that, I got nothing. It doesn't make much sense to me. I guess it was also just a big match, Indian Wells semifinal. But Daniil found his way through. And you know what? Did I forget to talk about something really important? I did actually. Let's not ignore how much spectacular shot making there was from Medvedev in this match. I can't skip that. With Tiafoe's attacking style and his proactive style, you see a lot of opportunities for Medvedev to hit difficult passing shots and to use his retrieval skills to try to steal points. And boy, did he ever in this match. And there's one thing technically I really want to highlight. Tiafoe, he hits a lot of drop shots, but even more so with how often he was at net, he hits tons of drop volleys. And his drop volley is exceptional, especially on the forehand side. Well, look, there were a lot of successful drop volleys from Tiafoe. That's just how it's going to be. But I felt it could have been even more successful had Medvedev not been so spectacular on his drop shot retrieval, where somehow he's able to hit topspin off of his shoelaces, even when he's on the full sprint chasing down a drop shot. It is so unique to Medvedev that he's able to do this, whether it be on the forehand or even the two-handed backhand, where it's even harder to do that, where most players have to slice. Medvedev hits hard topspin and just challenges the reflexes of the net player in a way that most players are just unable to do. So, man, Medvedev really filled up the highlight reel in this match, and that was another reason why Tiafoe had so much trouble in this match, really up until, again, 5-4 in the second set, where Medvedev did become pretty unpredictable in terms of what level he was bringing point in and point out, right? Got there in the end. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.